Hi, and welcome to Mscufaude's class. I have prepared this little presentation for you to introduce you to me, my background, the different things I've done in my life, and also a little introduction to my class and what you can kind of expect from that. So welcome, sit back, and enjoy. I was born in Colorado, which is a few states east of here, and I was born in Vail, Colorado. It is, as you can see, a beautiful kind of mountainous town with a kind of a resort feel. It's actually not very old. It's only about 50 years old, and a lot of people go there to do skiing and different things like that, including my parents, who were both from California, but they met there, and they had, being from California in common, they met. They had me and my sister, and as you can see, there's me in the red. I got an early start with skiing. After my parents got divorced when I was about 2 or 3 years old, and we moved back to the Sacramento area from Colorado because, as I said, both my parents were originally from California, and I've been living in this area for most of my life ever since. I love Sacramento. I went to lots of different schools around the area, and then when I was 10, my mom moved out to Loomis, which is that kind of countryside place that you can see down in the bottom left-hand corner. And that is me in first grade with my friend Emily Hurley. She actually found me a few years ago on Facebook and sent me that picture, which I had never seen before. In any case, I love the area. It's where I grew up. And I came back and I've stayed. I went to Del Oro High School. I started in 1996, which was my freshman year. And I graduated in 2000. Del Oro was a great high school. I'm not sure that I appreciated it for everything that it was when I was there, but it was a great place. There were really good teachers. It had a really good athletic program. I wasn't personally very athletic or involved in sports, but it was a very, very big deal when I was there. We had a reigning football team and various different teams, and that there you can see is the renovated gym. It wasn't that way when I was there, but it's a beautiful school, and that's where I graduated. And what I can say about it is that that's where I kind of got my act together as a student, and they got me ready for college, and I was pretty successful from there on out as far as school was concerned. So I have only good things to say about Del Oro. During my last year in high school, I started applying to various different not high schools, but colleges and universities. But the one I really wanted to get into was UC Santa Cruz, and so I was really thrilled when I got my acceptance letter in the mail. And therefore, I was off to UC Santa Cruz in 2000 is when I started, and I spent 4 years there. I entered as an art major because I was really excited about art and really into art in high school. And then when I got there, I just got so excited about all the different things I could be learning about, and I changed my art major to a Latin American Studies major and then to a political science major. And then finally, I decided that I wanted to be a literature major. And that is what I graduated with. I graduated with a bachelor's in modern literature in 2004. I had a wonderful 4 years at Santa Cruz, and I couldn't have chosen a better university for me. After I graduated from college, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do. I wasn't ready to start a career, and so I decided it was a great time in my life to move to Spain. And so that's what I did. I moved to Granada, Spain, and I enrolled in the University of Granada and went to a part of that school called the Centro de Lenguas Modernas, and I studied Spanish, language, culture, literature, art history, everything having to do with Spain, and it was a wonderful experience. And I didn't have a car the whole year. I walked everywhere, which was very standard, which is very common actually in all of Europe. None of my friends knew how to drive, which was interesting. In any case, I had one of the best years of my life. I learned about Spanish food, culture, and dancing and music, and I just had one of the best years of my whole life. And as a result, at the end of that year, I had earned a Diploma of Hispanic Studies, which is another one of the degrees that I carry. And so not only was it a wonderful year in terms of just what I was able to experience, but I also was able to further my education and that just made it all the better of an experience. When I had finished in Spain and moved back to the United States, I wasn't sure what I was going to do still, and so I decided to move back to Santa Cruz, which is probably one of my favorite places in all of the world, and I had a wonderful year there. I became a substitute teacher, and I also volunteered as an ESL teacher at a women's shelter, teaching English to mothers basically in crisis and in bad situations. And that's when I really learned that teaching is about helping people in a variety of different ways, and I wanted to do more of it. And so I decided to apply to UC Santa Cruz and UC Davis to get yet another degree. And I got into UC Davis, and I decided that I was ready for a change and I didn't want to be in Santa Cruz anymore, so I moved back to this area and started my teaching credential. I got my teacher credential from UC Davis. I think I was there in 2005, 2006. And it was a wonderful program. I got to teach in schools all around the Sacramento area. I've taught at Grant High School, Hiram Johnson. I've taught in Elk Grove. I had a wonderful year, and I learned a lot about teaching and about students and about just how much I love what I do and how to be good at it. And so after that, I was ready to look for my first job. Oh, and I also, so then at the end of that year, I got a single subject in English, which means I can teach 7th, 8th, and high school English. And then I also have BCLAD, which allows me to teach in immersion classrooms or like Spanish to Spanish speakers. So those are my other 2 degrees that I have for teaching. I got my first job at Cordova High School, which was a great place to teach, and I had 3 wonderful years there. I got pregnant during my last year, and so I didn't finish my last year of teaching there. And then I actually got my next job at Folsom Middle School, and I taught there for half a year until my son was born. And then I took 2 years off, and last year was my first year back, and I was at Mills. And I have to be honest with you, Mills is my favorite place to teach. I just absolutely love my students. I love my experience here. I love teaching in Rancho, and so I'm really excited to be back. One of the big reasons why I've shared all of this with you is because I want you all to know how hard it was for me to get where I am now. It took many, many years of hard work. And the reason I share that is because as a teacher, it's really important for me to teach my students that it's not about being smart or about being stupid. That doesn't matter, actually, and I don't really believe in those ideas. What I believe in is working really, really hard. And I think the difference between people who are successful in school and who are not, the difference is how hard people work. So if you look at the kids in school, you're like, oh, they're so smart, blah, blah, blah. Well, actually, if you really look closely, they are spending a lot of time on school, and they are the ones who are working really, really hard. So for those of us who just feel like we're stupid or not doing well, we kind of have to rearrange our thinking and remember that it has nothing to do with whether or not we are smart or stupid. It has to do with how hard are we actually working toward our goals. And so to achieve my goals, it took me many years of hard work, but it was all worth it because my life's been amazing. I've graduated from 3 top universities. I've lived all around the world. I have a beautiful and happy son. I bought my own house all by myself this summer. I am incredibly proud of myself, and I know I can do anything I put my mind to. And so those are the things I get to live with and be proud of because I worked so hard. So that brings me to our work together this year. Obviously, we have a relationship now. I am your teacher and you are my students, and we're going to be working together for a year. I really want to focus on this idea of effort and of hard work because I think that we are really confused as a culture and as a group of people about how people achieve what they achieve. And there's this idea that if you're smart, then things come easy to you, but that's actually not true. If you look at people who are doing well in school, most of the time those are people who are working really, really hard and spending a lot of time learning and working on being successful. And so I really want to put a strong emphasis on working hard as opposed to, well, I'm just dumb, I don't get this, because I don't believe that that's true. And so I have these two pictures here. One says hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And that sort of speaks to that story of the tortoise and the hare, where the tortoise is obviously slower than the hare, but ends up winning the race because he's the one that actually put in the effort and finished. And then you've also got the this quote here that says, nothing worth gaining was ever gained without effort. And that, again, is just showing that in order to get anything in life, you really, really have to work hard for it. And anything that you don't have to work hard for doesn't really mean anything anyways. Anything that you're just kind of given in life is not nearly as important as something that you worked really, really hard for. So I kind of want to start us off with that thought, and we'll talk more about that as the year progresses. So that brings me to my classroom, and I've put together this slide as kind of an introduction to the things that are really important to me as a teacher and the things that I really look for in trying to establish in my own classroom. So this is the slide that I say how I run my class. So obviously one of the first things is respect, and I fully understand that to get it you must give it. And I'm very respectful to my students. I take that very seriously. I see you all as equal human beings, and you deserve my utmost respect. I think that you're all incredible people, and I'm honored to meet you all and to work with you this year. And obviously, I believe in mutual respect, and because I give you respect, I believe I deserve it in return. And obviously, respect is built on trust, and we'll be working on that in these first few weeks of school. But I really do make it a top priority of mine to be respectful of my students and then to earn that respect in return. Rewards. I reward everything you do because I think anything that you try to do or do in my class is worth a reward. So your behavior will be rewarded, your academic achievements will be rewarded, everything will be rewarded. Routines are incredibly important to me. Nothing bothers me or makes me feel more uncomfortable than going into a new situation and not knowing what to do or what is expected of me, especially when there are lots of other people around to watch my failures. And so I think it's incredibly important to be in a room where, a classroom especially, where we know exactly what we were supposed to be doing at every single moment. So we don't have that fear of, oh man, am I going to make a mistake? I hate that, and I don't set my classroom up like that. You will know exactly what to do and when every single day. And that's why I have that picture there, lather, rinse, repeat, because that's a routine. We all know how to wash our hair. And so my class is going to feel as routine as washing your hair to you within a couple of weeks. So look forward to that. I have a picture here that says quiet please. And that is because I truly believe that in order to learn and to teach, things do need to be quiet. So you're going to be amazed how quiet my room is. And I have a variety of different ways that I maintain that quiet. And I think you guys are going to like it. And you're going to be surprised, like, oh man, this place is pretty quiet. Not always, but most of the time. So we'll be looking for that. And that's just in all of your best interests in terms of providing you with an environment in which you can learn best. I really want you to work hard, but I also want you to work hard to learn how to be kind to people. And that's one of my most valued characteristics or qualities in people, is being kind. And I will be kind to you, and I will teach you how to be kind to each other. And then that last little green thing on the bottom is progress. It doesn't matter to me at all where you are starting right now, whether you can read at a kindergarten level or at the 12th grade level. None of it matters to me. In my classroom, what matters is if you started at a kindergarten level, how far did you progress? And if you started at a high school level, how far did you progress? That progress is what matters to me. And so we are not going to be looking at, where am I? Where am I? We're not going to focus on that. It's where are you going? Where have you gone? What did you learn today? How did you improve today? And that's really how my classroom is structured. So I'm excited for you guys all to become a part of this class. So Mills Middle School has a theme this year, and it is Achieve Your Dreams. I think you're going to be hearing a lot about that this year, and we as teachers are being encouraged to do that, and then we are encouraging our students to do that as well. And so I've put together a few pictures and messages here that I think are really important. One of them is to dare to dream. And that just means simply, some of us, because we come from tough environments and circumstances, that sometimes we don't even allow ourselves to think about the possibility that it might not always be like how it is right now, that things could change, things could get better, things could be so much better, so different, and even miraculous. And so I really hope that I can provide you with an environment in which you can really quiet your mind and focus on all of the possibilities that are out there for you. And so that next picture, or that next little statement, is dream it, believe it, achieve it. And that's really the process. The first step is to just allow yourself to dream, allow yourself to imagine how things could be. And then once you've imagined it, you have to start believing that things could be as amazing as you could ever possibly imagine. And in that believing process, starting to take steps to making that happen so that you can, in the end, achieve your dreams. And I hope that I can help you get started on that path. And so believe yourself is a good message. Believe in yourself. Believe that you are capable of doing incredible things. And then this next message is really important to me because I know from my own experience that this is true, and I certainly hear about it all the time with my students. And this says, don't let someone who gave up on their dreams talk you out of yours. And that's such an important message because some of us have people in our lives, in fact, most of us have people in our lives whose lives did not turn out the way that they expected for a variety of different reasons. And those are not the people you want to be talking to or taking advice from when you're planning your own dreams and when you're in the process of achieving your own dreams. If somebody is telling you that you can't do it because they didn't do it, that's just not the message that you should be listening to in this process. So I really am not one of those kinds of people. I've worked really, really hard in my life. I haven't had an easy life by any means, and everything that I've achieved has been from hard work. And so if you want to know about how you can do just about anything you put your mind to, you can come talk to me. Stop listening to naysayers. And so my final message is, yes, you can reach your goals and achieve your dreams, whatever they are. And I will help you this year start to imagine what those dreams would look like and then how you could go about trying to achieve them. So welcome. I'm really, really honored and excited to meet you all. And this is going to be a great year.